Okay, so this is how it works. Just now was the theory. Now let's see how it works. So this is the question. Again, I'm going to give you some time to either copy the question or screen capture this. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to read to you. The issue is how you can build a good friendship with your classmates. That's the topic of discussion. Then you are given 6 points. To be forgiving, to be honest, to be helpful, be patient, be appreciative, and be respectful. There are some instances where you or your partner or both of you may not understand some of the points given. So what you do is you focus on the ones you understand and speak on that longer. Remember, it was said just now, you do not have to use all 6 points. Not using all 6 content points does not mean that you are getting lower marks. Even if you speak on 4 points, well, you can still get very high marks. You can still get full marks, in fact. It's not written or it's not stated that you must use all 6 points. Please use at least 4. Because if you don't use 4, you cannot show how you are moving the conversation from one person to another person. Now that you already have the question, let's see how it's done. I'm going to break this into cycles. One cycle means, just say I and my partner. One cycle means I speak and give my opinion. Then I ask him about his opinion. He speaks before he gives his opinion. He comments on my opinion first, and then he gives his. So that's one cycle. One cycle has 2 content points. So we are going to go through 3 cycles to make it the full usage of 6 content points, and it will last roughly 2 minutes. So let's look at cycle 1. Okay, again, I have my watch here. I'm going to just look at cycle 1. This is how you usually do the discussion. Cycle 1, right? So cycle 1 is about honest and also helpful. Those are the 2 content points, honest and helpful. So let's begin. So I'm going to be candidate A and candidate B. So I'll be candidate A first. I'm going to look here. I'm going to be candidate A. Yeah? Okay, I think being honest is most important way to build good friendships with classmates. If we are honest, our friends can trust us, and trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. For example, if we make a mistake in a group work, admitting it honestly helps us solve the problem together. Okay, that was 20 seconds. So now candidate B will reply after listening to candidate A. Candidate B will reply to show that he was listening. He'll say, I agree with you because honesty really builds trust. In addition, honesty always prevents misunderstandings, especially when we share opinions or give feedback. However, personally, I feel that being helpful is equally important. When we offer help, like explaining a difficult lesson or sharing notes, it makes classmates feel valued. That kindness naturally strengthens our friendship. That is 20 over seconds. That's why sometimes I say that you do not have to finish all 6. But if you do it properly, if you add value to your friend's points and then you give your own, you will tend to hit more than 20 seconds. And if you're hitting more than 20 seconds to 20 to 30 seconds for each particular point, you will only need 4 points to reach 2 minutes. Okay, so that's cycle 1. 1 point each with second candidate adding value. So now the second candidate has added value to the first point, which is honesty and helpful. So now when it goes back to the first candidate, which is here, facing here, he has to add value on the word helpful. So let's look at cycle 2. So now cycle 2, remember, we ended with the point of helpful. So in cycle 2, candidate A will then say, that's a good point. I agree that being helpful makes classmates feel cared for, and it often creates a positive classroom atmosphere. I would also say that being patient is another key quality. Not all classmates learn at the same speed or behave the same way. If we are patient, especially when someone is slow to understand, we avoid arguments and keep friendships strong. 25 seconds. Okay, then now candidate B has to do his part. So we've done 3. Now is we are going to do the next one. So the one we just did was patient. A patient. So now candidate B is going to comment on patient. So let's begin. Huh? Yes, patience is essential because classmates sometimes make mistakes or say things without thinking. If we lose our temper, the friendship might break easily. Still, I think being respectful is even more important. Respect means listening to others' opinion and accepting differences. In a classroom where everyone respects each other, friendships can last longer and be more meaningful. 25 seconds. So that is cycle 2. So actually, based on what I have been doing and what you have been listening, this is almost already 2 minutes. So again, remember, try to do 4 within the 2 minutes. If you are speaking less, you can do 6. If you are giving more details, you can do 4. Remember, doing 4, doing 6 will give you the ability to get the opportunity to actually score high marks, even full marks, if you do it well with a lot of ideas. Now we go to the last cycle. Okay, so now it's back to candidate A. I agree that respect keeps friendship strong because no one feels left out or judged. Another way to build friendship is by being forgiving. Classmates sometimes say or do things that hurt us, but grudges only creates distance. If we forgive, it shows maturity and gives the friendship a chance to continue. 20 seconds. And the last one. So this is the end of the cycle where you finish all 6 points. Remember, the timing is for you to practice. This one, of course, you have to practice with a friend. It could be online also. So this is the last one, the last point, which is being appreciative. That's true. Forgiveness is powerful because everyone makes mistakes. If we forgive, we can move on instead of staying angry. In addition, I believe being appreciative is very important. When we thank our classmates for their support or acknowledge their efforts, they feel recognized. Small gestures of appreciation make people feel respected and deepen the friendship. 27 seconds.